There is a moment, small and easy to miss, that happens between you and your cat almost every single day, and you have probably never noticed it. It happens in the space of 2 seconds. It happens quietly, without sound, without warning, and most people walk right past it without ever realizing what they just witnessed. But if you slow down and actually watch, really watch, you will start to see a whole hidden language unfolding right in front of you, one that your cat has been speaking to you all along. Think about the last time your cat walked toward you. Maybe you were sitting on the couch, maybe you had just walked through the door after a long day, and your cat came padding over with their tail held straight up in the air. Did you notice the tip of that tail trembling just slightly, like a tiny shiver running through it? Most people see that and think nothing of it, or worse, they worry something is wrong. But that little tremble is not a glitch. It is not nerves or confusion. It is one of the oldest, most honest signals in the entire animal kingdom, a signal so old it goes all the way back to kittenhood, to the exact moment a kitten first lays eyes on its mother after being apart from her. And here is the part that makes it so powerful. Your cat cannot fake this. Their body does it before their mind even catches up. It is involuntary, instinctive, raw. When your cat's tail quivers like that as they walk toward you, their nervous system is reacting to you the exact same way it once reacted to the only creature a kitten trusts completely. In that instant, without thinking, without deciding, your cat's body is telling you something their words never could. I know you. I'm glad you are here. I feel safe. But that is only the beginning, because trust in a cat is never just one gesture. It builds slowly, in layers, through thousands of ordinary moments that seem to mean nothing on the surface. A missed jump. A clumsy stumble off the arm of a couch. A moment where your cat, usually so composed, so precise, so aware of every inch of space around them, suddenly gets it wrong in front of you. And what happens next tells you everything. Does your cat bolt from the room, ashamed, hiding for the next hour like the mistake never happened? Or do they simply stay? Do they glance at you, shake it off, and go right back to whatever they were doing, completely unbothered? That second reaction, the staying, the shrugging it off, is not laziness or indifference. It is one of the deepest forms of trust an animal can offer you. Somewhere along the way, without either of you noticing it happen, your cat learned that you are not a threat. Not when they are clumsy. Not when they are vulnerable. Not ever. And once you start noticing these tiny cracks in your cat's guarded, careful nature, you cannot stop seeing them everywhere. In the way they listen to your voice. In the way they settle their body down beside you. In the way they eat and yawn and blink and let themselves be held. Each one is a small door your cat has quietly opened for you, one that took months, sometimes years, to unlock. And once you understand what you are looking at, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Once you start paying attention to the little things, you begin to notice something strange happening around your cat's ears whenever you speak. Most people watch a cat's tail or maybe their eyes, but almost nobody thinks to watch the ears while they are talking. And yet this is where something quietly remarkable is happening. When you talk to your cat and, without moving anything else, their ears rotate slightly forward toward your voice, that is not a small thing. That is your cat choosing, in that exact moment, to listen. A cat's ears are extraordinary instruments, capable of moving independently, swiveling and adjusting like they are hunting for something in the air. And most of the time, a relaxed cat tunes almost everything out. The hum of appliances, the sound of traffic outside, even other people talking in the room. Their world becomes quiet on purpose. But your voice is different. Your voice cuts through that filter. It reaches them even when their body stays perfectly still, even when they seem half asleep. And the deeper the bond between you, the stronger that response becomes. Somewhere in your cat's mind, your voice has stopped being just noise. It has become a signal of safety, something their nervous system responds to the way it responds to calm, familiar things. That same unfolding trust shows up again in the way your cat settles down beside you. Watch closely the next time they come to rest near you. A cat who is not entirely sure of their surroundings will drop down fast, legs tucked tightly beneath them, head up, body coiled and ready to spring away at the smallest sound. It might look peaceful from a distance, but it is not surrender. It is readiness. But every so often you will see something different. You will see your cat sink down slowly in stages, the body loosening first, then the legs folding under, then finally the head drooping until they are stretched out, soft and completely still. Each stage is a quiet question their body is asking. Am I safe here? And each time, without a single doubt, the answer comes back yes. Then there is the moment that feels, on the surface, like it should hurt your feelings. Your cat walks to their food and instead of facing you, they turn their back to you completely, and they do not look back, not once. Feels almost like being ignored. But turn that thought over, because what you are actually witnessing is something far more tender. Eating is one of the most vulnerable moments in a small animal's life. A moment when their guard is down and their senses are occupied elsewhere. A cat who feels even a flicker of doubt about their surroundings will always eat facing outward, always watching, always ready to lift their head. When your cat turns away from you to eat, they are quietly telling you that they do not need to watch you anymore. You are not the danger. You never were. And then there is the yawn, the most ordinary gesture in the world except for what happens in the half-second right after it ends. A deep yawn forces a cat's eyes shut, exposes their teeth and throat, and leaves them completely unguarded for just a moment. Cats who do not feel safe rarely allow themselves that moment at all. But a cat who yawns freely beside you, then turns and looks at you with soft, half-closed eyes before drifting back to whatever they were doing, has just shown you something rare. They let themselves be unguarded, and when they opened their eyes again, all they felt was calm. There is something your cat's litter box habits can tell you, something almost nobody ever thinks to look for. Burying waste is one of the very first instincts a kitten learns, a deep, old survival behavior meant to hide their scent from anything that might do them harm. But over time, in a home where nothing bad ever happens, that instinct can begin to soften. A cat who becomes less careful about covering their waste is not being messy or forgetful. In many cases, they are simply a cat who no longer feels the need to hide, because nothing in their world has ever given them a reason to. You will see that same quiet unwinding in the way your cat watches your hands. A cat who is still uncertain about you will track every movement, eyes locked on your fingers as they get closer, muscles tightening just slightly, always ready. But a cat who has spent enough time with you, who has felt your touch enough times to know exactly what it means, will stop watching altogether. They will look at your face instead. They will close their eyes. They will let you reach for them without a flicker of tension because somewhere along the way, your hands stopped being something to monitor and became something familiar, something safe, something expected. And then there is the moment that says more than almost anything else, the moment your cat goes completely limp in your arms. Some cats never allow themselves to be held at all, and that is perfectly fine, it simply is not their language. But for the ones who do allow it, there is a world of difference between a body that stays stiff and braced, legs tense, ready to push away, and a body that simply lets go. Legs dangling. Head resting heavy against you. Breathing slow and even. That softness is not weakness. It is the complete quieting of an instinct that has existed in small animals for millions of years, the instinct that says being lifted off the ground means being caught, means danger. For your cat to override that ancient alarm and simply melt into your arms instead, something powerful has to replace it. And that something is you showing up the same way gently and quietly day after day for months, sometimes years, until your cat's entire nervous system rewired itself around one simple, unshakable fact. You're safe. None of this happens quickly, and none of it happens because you did one perfect thing. It happens in the smallest, most forgettable moments. The way you spoke to them on an ordinary afternoon. The way you stayed calm after they knocked something off a shelf. The way your hands moved the same gentle way every single time. Your cat has been quietly collecting evidence about you since the day you met, turning thousands of tiny interactions into one enormous, unspoken conclusion. And every trembling tail, every soft yawn, every limp and heavy body resting in your arms, is simply your cat handing you the verdict over and over again, in the only language they have ever known how to speak. You were safe all along, and somehow, without ever trying to prove it, you were the one who earned that trust.